Welcome back to another episode of Good Influences from our brand new studio, our new set. It's our first episode here. Can you believe it?
I did buy a $20 million home to have the studio in my home.
Guys,
so
it happened. We got to deal with Sirius.
Yes. So we upgraded our cameras. We got new microphone stands. There's a whole new studio.
And it's so close to where you guys live,
Oh my God.
too.
I was going to
let's
say.
not dox us.
Oh, well, I mean, it's pretty vague.
It's literally next to my house. It's in my $4 million house.
Yeah, we built the studio in the house.
Yeah, it's a lot closer.
Classic me complaining about waking up early. The amount of time I'm going to save is going to make my life so much better, and I'm so excited that you guys are cool with this.
Normally, what time are you waking up for our podcast?
When we film, people hate when I talk about this.
Yeah, I saw that in some comments yesterday.
That I'm just like, just quit complaining about waking up at 8 a.m., Mike. Like, you're an adult, and I get it.
You can do whatever you want.
I get it. But what I was going to say is normally what happens is we wake up, I drive to Erin's house, then the three of us will drive from Erin's to the studio. This podcast studio is shorter than the drive just to Erin's house.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was wondering if you were going to be like,
crazy.
can you pick us up? And I would have been like, no, like you're out of the way.
Yeah. No, you guys can come to me and I can drive us because I feel like I'm on the way, no?
No.
I feel like it's out of the way for us.
Yeah, but parking's kind of limited at your place.
Yeah,
though.
parking
That is
is harder
true.
at your place than here, probably.
Yeah. No,
That's
it's like
true.
fully out of the way.
It is.
Yeah.
It's literally 7 minutes from my
Yeah,
house.
it's great.
And I'm sure we've talked about this before, but our old place was like a 50-minute drive. I mean, between
Minimum.
like 40 minutes and like an hour.
Yeah, it was a
40 to
road
50.
trip.
Yeah.
It was a trek.
It was a
Yeah.
full-blown commute, which we know many people,
Do that.
and that's where they have the time to listen to
Yeah, that's
podcasts,
where
which is
people
ours.
are listening to this on their commute right now.
Which
So
when I was like commuting in New York, that was the thing that saved my sanity was being able to just listen to like comedy podcasts. It helps 40 minutes to
You're
an hour
welcome,
go by.
everybody.
Yeah, exactly. If you're listening to this on your commute, hope it's going well. I guess if you're listening, I wonder, let us know if this sounds any different
Is it
because it's a whole new.
crispier?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like these mics are better.
this
I heard.
is the coolest mic ever. Look at this.
it's so smooth.
Oh, no. I love it. I feel like I'm important.
You do look a little
That's why we're here.
political. Like this is like Erin,
Yeah.
in your race for the Senate, what are your thoughts on the coalition in Iraq and how that affects
Yeah, Erin,
the
what is it?
growing
I'm
economy of the
so,
northeastern colonies?
So happy you asked, Mike.
Okay.
I just think that we need to send in Taylor Swift, and she will solve all of the world's problems.
And she's right.
Is
Taylor
this
Swift?
episode? When is this episode coming out?
Oh, like July.
Oh, right. Wait, this is like a post Super Bowl one.
Yes,
Has
it
Super
will be.
Bowl-
We are filming this before the Super Bowl.
So wait, do you?
I can't believe Kansas City won.
Yay! Taylor Swift got proposed to.
You know, there's like so many bets happening right now about like the Super Bowl. Like, oh, will like Travis Kelce propose to
No
Taylor
way.
Swift?
He's not going to
He's not going to.
That's
I
stupid.
agree.
Yeah.
You know, people are like betting if like Taylor Swift is gonna like show her cleavage or not.
No,
What?
Matt.
Well, because she wears
course you know
she wears like a big hoodie to like every game.
What
and like will
websites
she
are
wear a
you on?
different outfit?
It's because it's freezing where she's been, I think.
220. Okay, yeah,
Well,
this
the-
goes up.
Oh, yeah, it's in Vegas, right?
yeah.
Yeah, duh.
But isn't she flying
It'll
from
be chilly.
Tokyo
Yeah.
to get there?
Yeah.
But she
on
has
her
like
private
plenty
jet?
of time. She has like 13 hours by the time she lands,
13. Really? 13?
right? I heard.
No, that's like how long the flight is.
Oh,
but that's
not her
also if you're
flight.
flying like on a commercial plane. I don't think
Oh.
it'll take 13 hours.
Mike,
Okay.
did you know that this is Taylor Swift? The Super Bowl will be Taylor Swift's. Okay, first of all, her favorite number is 13. She was born on December 13th. It's been a thing her whole career.
Okay.
So it's not like a new thing.
Okay.
The Super Bowl will be her 13th game at the Chiefs games, like of her attending the Chiefs
What?
games. And it's on 2/11, which when you add those up,
13.
Equals
is 13.
13.
That's
And,
like season of the sticks. 8 plus 2 is 8 minus 2
Yeah.
is 6.
and there's
Well,
one
that's
more
why
thing.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it was. Okay, sorry.
There's
Continue,
one more
Carly.
thing. It's
Yeah.
another addition.
I think there was like a couple.
Yeah, it's really weird. There's also so many like
God, her announcing, I mean, this is old news already, but announcing her album at the Grammys is the smartest thing I've ever seen in my
really?
life.
Oh my god, he's not being a hater.
No, no.
People,
I-
people are
were
not liking it.
pissed.
Who's not liking this?
I've just seen people be
haters.
like, I mean, yeah,
you
they're basically being like, it's everyone's night and she's taking it. Like,
Dude, she
she's
won
making
the
it her
Grammy,
own.
and she's Ed Sheeran. When they cut to him, he goes, "She's a genius." Like he mouthed the word "she's a genius" to someone he was with, and it's she doesn't do. Every single person in America that cares about music now knows that she has a new album coming out. The amount of press and promo
As
that
if they
she
wouldn't.
No, but like the amount, but just the way that she like announced it on the night of music, like
course.
for the entire music industry, she probably just saved so much money on like interviews, promotions,
She doesn't
advertisements.
do any of that.
She doesn't do promo for her albums when they come out.
Like her,
In terms of what?
Interviews,
not
really.
photo shoots. What does she do?
Not
Just post on
really.
Instagram?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she doesn't need to do like press tours for it.
She only does like really trusted interviews. Like she did Zane Lowe when I think Folklore Evermore. I can't remember which one because she likes
yeah,
him
but
a
like she's
lot.
not going on a press tour to promote.
No,
the
yeah,
album.
she's not gonna be on Jimmy Fallon anytime.
Like she
soon.
literally just posts on Instagram and is like, "See you, besties."
yeah, and the whole world is like, we're here.
No, I think it was great. I
It
thought
said it was like
brilliant.
her most liked photo, and so many people on Twitter, like at the time, it was like within like minutes there was like millions of likes or something.
Oh, it was. It was like one of the fastest, most liked posts I've ever seen on the platform.
Yeah, and everyone on Twitter was like, "Well, where did all these people come from?" And now we're never going to be able to get tickets.
Well, now we will because people don't like her again. So maybe we
I don't
will be
think.
able
I think
to.
more people like her than
Yeah, it's
people who
usually
don't
a
like her.
small minority of
she is
haters.
going through a.
If she went to the Grammys and if she ended up not winning anything, do you think she would have dropped the album still right
I
then
have
and
an
there?
answer.
She's got
actually.
plans.
What would be?
I
Yeah,
have
what
an
was
idea
her?
as well.
I saw a TikTok and she was on stage in Tokyo night one. This was yesterday or the day before, and she
Okay.
was like, "My plan was if I didn't win anything, I would have done it here opening night."
They were probably
Oh.
like, "Why the fuck are you telling us that? We would have rather you done it." Here.
I know, but I think that just goes to show, like, because in my mind, I was like, she had to have known she was going to win if she was going to announce it. Like, that seems so planned, and maybe it was, I don't know, but
Yeah.
she literally was like, if I didn't win anything, then I would have done it tonight.
How internationally friendly is she when she does these international
Super.
shows? Is she like Konnichiwa
Yes.
Tokyo?
Yes.
She's like, okay.
Isn't there one meme of her, like someone from Australia?
Oh, Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel like I've asked you guys that. Why is that such a big deal?
I think it was just like one night. Or
Okay.
something. She did
It
that.
was the one that was also recorded.
Oh,
so
that's what
it's
it is.
one that people all over the world then were like, wait, this is so funny.
So the Era's movie that the experience that's in theaters, that's just one night, or is that a compilation of many different nights throughout the tour?
I think it's a couple nights.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when she recorded her, the Airs one, yes, was only, I
It's
think,
like,
2 nights.
like comedians film their specials
Right.
multiple nights.
Some clips
And
are even rehearsals or mic
Yeah.
mic checks
it's
and
very
stuff.
much like that.
Ah, interesting.
So how was yours commute to the new studio? Did you guys drive together, separately?
We drove together. We also just live so close.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like 10 minutes.
Isn't it? It's so pleasant.
So
And it's so
pleasant.
not, nasty
do
in
you
a
mean?
certain way.
It seems more sanitary.
Seems more sanitary.
I was like, Carly's really going in.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the commute. I'm like, where are you? Where are we
No,
driving?
I
the
fully
same
moved
roads?
on to the studio.
Yeah,
also,
guys,
also realizing no one can see because we don't have the wide shot, so no one can see the giant screen behind us. But
Oh, yeah.
It's so cute.
maybe we'll
It
take
is
a
really
picture and
cute.
pop it up on screen here,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you can remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's
Well-
enormous.
Okay, so should I backtrack?
Sure, Carly. Why don't you go ahead and let everyone know the whole truth?
I'll start from the beginning.
Yes.
I was
Thank
kind of
you.
the first person to.
Whoever.
Well, which that tracks. I think that's the fun part of the story. Matt just so happened to come across.
I did.
No pun,
How did you
no
find
pun
it?
intended.
I did. I was just scrolling on my TikTok feed, and sure enough, like there is a clip from a podcast, and on the clip with the podcast
Well, this
is
is the
a
angle
porn
we're
star, a very recognizable porn star, and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, that's our set. Oh, well, I know there's different podcasts that are shot on that set, but like this is a
Like,
porn
there's our
cast.
set. Yeah.
Just to
And-
clarify, you're talking about the old studio where we've been recording Good
Yes.
Influences. You saw
Yes.
a TikTok of other people on that set.
On that, and then after we recorded one time, I was like on my ride home, and I go, I'm just gonna listen to that podcast to see what it is they talk about, and I even had it like on 2x speed, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And guys, guess what? We just shot like a POV on the set, so check out our only or their Patreon or whatever. And I'm like, wait, do they mean like this, like that set, like the room? Because the way they were talking about it seemed like it had just happened.
Yeah.
And so I'm like trying to like Google like clips of this podcast, see if I can find it. Luckily, we have Miss Erin here who has access to the database.
We all do. I just subscribe to it and pay
Well,
it.
I think he means
so
like no
you have an
usernames
account.
or anything to like buy.
You're
it.
familiar. You're familiar with the
Yes,
site and
yes.
how to
The
get
interface,
around.
yeah.
And
Got it.
So I'm like trying to like screenshot all this and tell you guys about it. You subscribe right there on the spot, and we discover that this isn't just one little scene that went down. There is
It's multiple.
a plethora of and let's just say like those seats and those mics that we were using.
My chair.
There were no seat covers, let's just
No
say.
seat covers.
Let's like paint a little picture since we can't post a photo of it.
Should we just should I get into
At one point, so I subscribed to their OnlyFans and there was so much content. Like
We were like,
Carly and I
oh
were
my God.
dying laughing.
Because we thought it was like a one-time thing.
Yeah, but like also like to me it's still funny.
No,
like I'm
100%.
like ew, but funny. Mike is like
This ruined my month.
Yeah, no, like
It's
he
still-
lost sleep.
I forgot about it until you guys would bring it. Like I put it in the archives of my brain because I can't even think about it.
Yeah, like but the thing, like he won't even like Carly like touch his shoulder, and like now he is witnessing people like getting bent over backwards on his podcast chair.
I couldn't even watch more than like a couple. Like the second I like registered what I'm looking at, I can't.
It's like a scene out of a horror movie where like someone like buys a house and they discover a bunch of like VHSs and they're like, what's on these? And it's just clips of people who've been murdered inside the home you're in.
It's the same exact thing.
Like over and over.
Like the same thing.
And even if there was like different furniture, like for like if it was
Okay.
just that's the room where they were making it happen, but if they at
Different
least
rug.
a different
Different rug because we did watch a girl on a
Yeah,
rug.
on the carpet.
And that's where our feet go. But I will be honest, whenever we recorded, after knowing that, I never thought about it like once. Well, I would like think about it maybe, but
I
wouldn't
did because
like, freak me
my
out.
microphone smelled like Lysol.
Well, at least it was clean.
No, I know, but then I was like,
Why does it have to be Lysol?
Why does
Yeah.
it have to be clean? Just put on a brand new
Yeah.
mic cover for
at that
it.
point.
Yeah, put on the condoms when they're doing it.
Also, like unclear, like we don't know their schedule. So it was very
Yeah.
much like
Could be
they
the
could
night
be coming
before.
in like right before us.
And
that
there was
kind
a
of thing.
Crystalia clip where he was in there too on
Yeah,
one.
okay, yeah. So the first one we saw was this guy. They flew in. He was a fan of the podcast and he had cancer. This is the one you
Yes,
found.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
this
He
is
had
like a Make-A-Wish.
cancer.
Oh,
and no, yeah,
yeah,
and they
oh
were
my
like
God.
talking about or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, this girl gives the best." And then she was like, "Do you want?" The host was like, "Do you want one?" And so then they like give this guy with cancer. But it's just like in our podcast studio, and I was
where
like,
we
"This
sit."
is funny." But then we kept going through, and
I'm gonna
like,
be sick.
First of all, it's just like a host, and he is never involved from what I've seen. Like he literally is just like, "Oh, why don't you two just each other right now?" And then they do, and he just sits and commentates.
I think he's in a relationship or like married too. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's why he doesn't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he would if he.
I did watch one where he was like, "I'm getting a little hard right now."
Okay.
Alrighty.
Did anyone bring a Xanax? I'm gonna have a panic attack.
So the one,
Are you like producer guys like they don't even know what has been shot in this room?
Yeah.
He's just like
but the craziest one I saw was they had like 4 girls on who were, I believe, all stars, and it got to the point where they literally looked like Human Centipede on the rug,
Like naked.
on the chair, like
You were
eating
crying
each-
laughing
I
when we
was
were watching this.
Well, just because like it's so funny.
It's so
like
fun.
It's
Like,
absurd.
obviously
I'm
that'll
laughing at
happen.
like the act. I'm laughing at like, oh my god, like of course this is happening where we record, and
it's
like,
funny 'cause it's Mike
This is
in
how we're
that, so
finding
it's
out.
like-
Yeah, it's like I'm laughing because like I know what Mike's reaction.
Yeah.
Like that makes it funnier to me.
Yeah.
For the most part, like it didn't really bother me that much. It was just like pretty funny. But there was one that I was like, okay, this is a little weird, was when the guy who would record our episodes, I saw him
in the
recording like on a phone, like close-up clips. I'm assuming it was like for them to
Yeah,
post,
I
but
would
I was like,
say.
this is so fucking weird.
oh.
Ultimately,
was-
I don't think that's like for me. Like that wasn't the reason that
No,
I
no.
didn't want to record there. It's like the
Yeah.
It's
distance.
really just the logistics of the distance.
Yeah, but then
Totally.
also like
Yeah.
we did have a few episodes that were lost,
Yeah,
and
that
like
was
those
Stuff
unfortunate.
like
kinds of
that.
things.
Yeah.
We
there
needed
were
a change.
Angles,
Yeah.
angles that were lost.
2024.
Audio was weird
It's a
sometimes.
new era. We're happy to be here. We're happy for. Honestly, we built our podcast there. We started there.
Yeah.
It was a different time. We also had different requirements back then. Now we have the auto pod. We have. We realized we were only doing 2 mics instead of 3. So like we have
Cameras.
And this place, I don't think the place that we're recording even existed. What?
What, did you
Erin?
think of something else?
Cameras instead
No,
of 3,
I'm
not
just
mics.
laughing.
What did I say?
Two mics instead of 3.
Oh, I wasn't laughing at that. I was back to the porn.
Good.
I'm
grief.
surprised
like-
just nobody had put that together.
I don't
no
think
one had
our
ever
audience-
warned us or
You
Well,
think
it's so
all-
funny because
Where's the crossover, you
we
guys?
no, I feel like it was either Aaron and I were talking about it briefly on our podcast or something, but somebody was like, or maybe Joe. Actually, it was Joe. He was like, "Oh, Jason just had that guy on his podcast. The guy who like is that podcast. It's his podcast."
Pillow Talk.
Yes, I don't forget his
their
name.
that's their name. Pillow
It's called
Talk. If
Pillow
any of this
Talk.
is like interesting to you, you can subscribe to them
Yeah,
on OnlyFans.
and honestly, like
Would you
interviewing
guys?
sex workers is totally fine. It's just like the fact that there was like porn.
We'll be right back after a quick word from today's sponsor, Daily Harvest. When it comes to eating well, it can be a total guessing game. If something is easy to prep or looks good for me, the label could still be full of ingredients that I might be trying to avoid. That's why we love Daily Harvest, because they say no to gluten, fillers, seed oils, added sugars, starches. So all you have to do is say yes to delicious, easy to prep smoothies that never leave you wondering what's really in my food. Daily Harvest really takes the guesswork and effort out of cooking because they deliver delicious smoothies and other options that are built on organic fruits and vegetables straight to our door. So we can get yummy smoothies and meals that are ready in minutes without the trouble of shopping, prepping, or cleanup. When it comes to variety, Daily Harvest is always keeping it exciting. They have tons of great smoothies and other meal options that look so delicious, so we never get bored when it comes to meals and snacks. Some of our favorites are the dragon fruit and lime smoothie. They have the acai and cherry, which is my absolute favorite. It's truly a treat every time I have it. And by using only recyclable and composting packaging when possible, Daily Harvest is doing their part to take care of our earth, which helps us limit our waste and feels good. So, take the guessing out of eating well and try Daily Harvest. For a limited time, go to dailyharvest.com/good to get $30 off your first box plus free shipping. That's dailyharvest.com/good for $30 off your first box and free shipping. dailyharvest.com/good. Check it out. Click the link in the description. It really helps the show. Check out Daily Harvest. And now, back to the episode. Anyway, I'm happy we're here. Happy for all the good times there. I do like the studio a lot. We filmed here yesterday, Matt and I, for Hoot.
Nice.
How was it?
I mean, it was great.
It was
so
great.
easy.
Smooth.
Are you going to
Yeah.
film here every time? For
Yeah,
stuff?
and so that means we don't have to record at my house anymore.
Nice.
Patricia's all excited about what the next
Make
bedroom
room for
can
the
be. Not the baby. You're really pushing this baby
I just
to happen.
She's like the Love is Blind people. Do you remember how they got in trouble? Like Nicolas Cage's wife got in trouble for she kept on the reunion being like, so when are we having our first Love is Blind baby? Like she's very like, who's having a baby? And then
like
people
trying
got
to like
upset
see who
about
was
it.
pregnant.
Just like really excited about one of them having a baby.
Okay,
Basically
well, that's like
Oh,
kinda
right.
nice.
And people were like, didn't like
people
how
did
much
not
she
like
was.
it because they were like, that's not very appropriate. Like, what if some of these people can't have kids?
Yeah.
But she was like pretty like, it was like, okay, relax. Like,
She was like drunk during that, right?
I would assume
They're not good
all
hosts.
drunk. I agree.
They're
I can never
still
watch the
hosting?
reunion. I'm like, oh.
I never watch reunions because there's also
I think the new
boring.
season's coming out soon.
Oh my God.
For Love is Blind.
Yeah.
And it's still the same shtick where.
Like you should go on that.
What is
Oh my God, Love is Blind. Do you know what it's about?
No.
They should make a Jewish Love is
Do
Blind.
you think you could fall in love not looking at the person, but like talking to them through like another room,
like
and
the
you're
game
just
show?
yeah, just like like
yeah,
the
sure, whatever.
naked attraction or the
No, like the old school ones.
The old one where they would put people in like the boxes
Oh.
and they'd be like, contestant number 1.
like mystery date or mystery
Yeah.
date, like and be like guy number
Yeah.
3. What is
Yeah.
your ideal dinner? Do you think? But it's more longer and it's over the course of like weeks, and you got to interview and figure out who you like.
Can you ask about
then-
what they look like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then
And they
by
can
the end,
describe themselves.
You get engaged before you see each
Oh,
other.
absolutely not.
See, that's
Get
the part.
engaged
That's
with
the
a person I've
part.
never seen
Married.
before.
Well, yeah, you like meet them. They like there's this long hallway, and you like spend weeks in these rooms, like not being able to see them, and then they lift the doors open, and then you see each other for the first time, and then you're there like, will you marry me?
Without sounding like a what? Go ahead.
You would just be like, "Are you Jewish?" And they'd be like, "No." You're like, "It was nice talking to you."
I think you'd be an entertaining contestant.
Oh
for
my God.
sure.
If they
It'd be so
had, if they
funny.
did set it up to only have Jewish people,
yeah.
but here's this: I'm going to sound like maybe a not nice person, but like, are all of them of the same attractiveness, or do
No.
they like? Some people are really attractive and some people aren't
I would say, like,
traditionally attractive.
They're all
Yes.
like pretty traditionally attractive.
They're
Does
very,
the guy,
like,
do the
normal.
girl
They're
know
very
what
like
the
all
guy
in their
looks like?
mid-30s.
Look at-
They're not like young. No one's usually like young and like hot.
I feel like a guy last
Sometimes.
season was like 25.
Do the girls
it's
know
not
what the
like-
guy looks like?
No,
No,
no
no.
one
Oh,
knows
it's
what
blind
anyone
both
looks
ways.
like.
Yeah.
And it's one versus like, is it like The Bachelor?
Blind both ways.
Well, is it like The Bachelor where it's like one guy interviews a bunch of girls, or is it a
No.
bunch of guys, a bunch
It's
of
like
girls?
a bunch of
10
people
guys and 10 girls or
dating.
something like that.
It's a big
Oh.
mixer, so you got to keep notes on like you like
Who
this
you're
person.
talking
Sometimes
to.
guys have been busted because they're like Michelle, and they're like it's
No.
Beth, and you're like
Oh, that would fuck me up. I would for sure not remember who's who. I would need to have a lot of I mean, I feel like I could. I feel like that's most of who a person is. Is like their voice and how they think and talk and act. But
Okay, now do you think if you were on a dating show, so now all the guys, they go off to like the guys' quarters, and they all like talk and hang out. Same
I would
thing on like
hate
The
The guys live
Bachelorette.
together and the girls live together.
Do you think you would make friends with like other people on a show?
I'd want to go hang out with the girls and gab away. Who do we like? Who do we not like?
Yeah. I know. I think, like, do you think you could?
I think so.
I feel like I could
You think you
too.
could find love?
I think I'd be delusional enough to be like, no, it's love, but it like wouldn't be.
Yeah.
If I ever was like on a dating show, I think I would have done well on Love Island. I think so. I think I could like find a girl, because the whole thing about Love Island is that they're like not sure about it, and the thing is, let's win over the audience. I know that I probably wouldn't be madly in love with that girl, but I definitely off camera I'd be like, okay, do you like me? Do you like me? Do you want to like ham this up and win the fucking thing, and then just do
Do they
that?
get money?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
they do. They get like $500,000 and they split it or something like that.
That I would do. If there's money involved, I'll make the deal and then
I
we'll-
did not know they got paid on Love Island.
I think there is a cash prize.
You
Yeah,
got
because
paid.
at least season one.
Probably what keeps them
yeah.
motivated.
Yeah, but then
Is it? I've never really watched it. Do you leave the island if you're not like with a
Yeah.
person? Oh, so people like steal or
because
like.
I went to
betray.
Fiji with Natalie for
Oh,
like
yeah.
CBS, and we got to meet all the contestants while they were like quarantined. This is like pre-pandemic, but
Yeah.
like in their rooms because they can't all meet each other until the first reveal. But the most frustrating thing about watching the show is like how awkward people's chemistries were, and like some people really would hit it off, and even the ones that were together would go off to win, but like ham it up.
Yeah.
Make it good. I would give a reality show good TV.
Oh, 100%.
It says they get 50,000 euros if they win.
What's that?
Okay, 50,000. That's like
50,000.
$70,000. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I thought it was like $500,000.
There's also a show about like if you marry a millionaire or something, and they trick the woman into thinking
Joe.
he's poor.
Joe Millionaire.
Yeah,
I was thinking
that's-
about that too.
I like that
really
one a
old.
lot.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the first big like reality
But
shows.
just
Yeah.
hanging out in a
Millionaire.
room
But
with a
if
bunch of
she's-
bros, like horny bros who haven't seen a woman, like that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Well, I do feel like on Love Island and like all of these shows where you're just like, this is the only thing you can do. You can't have your cell phone. You don't have like access to the real world. Like you can get a little delulu.
I think, and you're
Yeah.
drinking all the time.
yeah,
You're, like,
you
really
get
in your
lost in the
feelings.
sauce, and you're just like, oh yeah, this I could spend the rest of my life.
Sorry
with
guys,
this
doing
person.
dry January.
That's what would drive me nuts about Big Brother is that there's nothing like there's no books, there's no magazines, there's nothing for you to pay attention to like waste time on. You have to
You
sit
have to.
there
That's why they fall in
and
love.
talk and
No, Big Brother, they don't.
Oh, it's talking about Love
Date.
is Blind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that you just have to sit and chat and pass the time, and then slowly it all starts unraveling.
Yeah.
Everyone talks shit about each other. You scheme against other people.
Exactly.
Would you guys do game shows? Like, would you do Let's Make a Deal?
What's
God.
that one?
I don't
It's the one that I
remember.
won on with Wayne Brady, and they're like, you got to
sorry, I
pick. Do
forgot
you want
you
this
won.
envelope or door number 3? And there's really no strategy to it. You just got to pick well, and you might win something, you might not, but it's a fun day spent, and we can talk about it.
No, I would want to be on like Family Feud.
Ooh, we could be on Family
Yeah.
Feud.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Can you do that as
Yeah, they
not
do
a
like
family?
celebrity.
Yeah, we'd be like a podcast.
We
We're
could
against the
apply.
Kardashians.
Thank you, Sirius XM, for buying this podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
we're so rich and famous now. Thank you.
Like I think
Y'all are good influences, huh?
Who hosts it?
Steve Harvey, right? Like,
he's so funny. I would flirt with him.
Steve Harvey?
Yeah.
He's the one who's always like, where someone makes a sexual joke
Yeah.
and he's like, come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
he's just like,
What's the Howie Mandel one?
That is
Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal.
That would be so
I don't think
tense.
I could.
Deal or No Deal? Is that still on TV?
I don't think so.
I hate Deal or No Deal.
Really?
You learn
I was
nothing.
obsessed
Oh,
with
which suitcase is it gonna be? I don't
that's
know.
The point. It's like gambling.
You win nothing. You learn
There's
nothing.
no strategy.
You learn nothing. It's.
I know.
And if we
I
went
don't
on
like
Family
watch.
Feud, we'd have to donate the money, so you're not going to win anything.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
because we're
Why
like
don't you
because
donate
we
money?
are
'cause
like
we're-
people of interest, and so like
Yeah.
I still think
Because we would
could-
be on the Celebrity Family Feud.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless they just had like a random one. So when they do the celebrity one, they'll have like celebrity families go up against each other. They should do like a podcast event.
I used to play Family
Serious,
Feud on
if
the
you're listening.
computer.
Me
that was
too.
my favorite.
I did
you
it
did?
in computer class in
Ging!
school.
It would like make the sound when you got it right.
I love Family
See,
Feud.
I would play Deal or No Deal. I had a little like
You played
portable
Deal or No Deal on the
game.
computer?
Oh no, I had a portable game.
They
I
have
had
it
a-
at arcades too.
I had
my
a Who Wants to
God.
Be a
Yeah.
Millionaire one, and so I was learning things, and then I also had a Deal or No Deal one, and I would just get so pissed off.
I'd like to do Price is Right.
Price is Right.
Price is
Oh,
Right
yeah.
is a
Where
lot
you,
of
like, guess the
That's a
price.
bit of strategy. That's a little like how
feel like I
much
would
is a
not be
how
good
much
at
is
that.
I know,
how
but-
much is a gallon of milk? How much is a carton of eggs? Or how much do you think this Vespa
Yeah, are
is?
we shopping at Erewhon or Ralph's? Like what?
Yeah, where are they getting this pricing
Everyone from LA is like
is it
$12
TikTok shop
Not
pricing?
Hawaii.
I bet it's like the American average, like of the price.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
But don't they do it down to the cent? Like, how much is this jet ski? $47,916.42.
And if that
Yes.
person guesses like the cent above it and they're closer to it, they get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like that. I always liked Wheel of Fortune. I had a handheld Wheel of Fortune.
Yep. They're all really like the same thing, but just the different game show.
My brain struggles with
Hasbro.
Wheel of Fortune. Or I can't. I wish I would. Like,
So are
I
you bad
think
at
doing
Wordle?
crosswords and
Yeah,
stuff
it's
that
like
I'd be
doing
good
the
at
Wordle.
that. But no, every time I see Wheel of Fortune, I'm like, I don't know.
There's so many options.
yeah.
It's also funny when there's like one that's so clear and the person just fucks it up completely.
Wait,
Like,
why does it at the bottom? It always says like
Just tell me
RLSTNE. Like,
those are the letters that are left to guess, I think.
Oh,
or the
but
ones that
it's
have already
always
been
those-
eliminated.
Yeah, I think it's the like.
Consonants.
Yeah.
oh. But it's always RLSTNE, and whenever I was a kid, I was like, "It's Goosebumps." RL Stein.
No, I always say
that's
RL
always
in my
at
head.
the that's
Oh,
always
yeah,
at the
you're
bottom.
right.
It's I think that's I don't know. That must be some rule or something that they have just to remind the people not to guess those letters.
There's also like ones where people, it'll be like fruits and vegetables, and it's like just missing the F, and the girl will be like, Groots and Grutchtables, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh my
right there.
God.
But I feel like when you're that
Yeah.
in the show, you're spinning the wheel.
That'd be me.
like-
I'd be like, I have no fucking idea.
and it's like so clear, and people just can't fucking do it because it's like, name a woman, and
Yeah.
you're like, I can't do it.
I
And
don't
you
know
think
one
that
woman.
that wheel is really working? I
you
don't
think they-
trust
you think they-
technology that wheel
That old.
genuinely spins around and falls just right on where you want it to go. I think they're like
it's random. What do you? Oh, you think they're controlling it to like control the game?
I don't trust wheels. I don't
Wheels
trust
in general.
wheels. It's like trust on a slot machine, but I think slot machines you'll still kind of win on it. But like
Yeah.
remember, I won't shout out the brand.
Yes, no,
but
I
we've
know.
gone to some things where they've done these giveaways, and I swear someone has
I
been in the back and they
Couldn't agree with you more.
slow it down for people they like.
Yes.
Wait, what's the brand?
We're not
I don't
gonna
wanna
say
say
it
it.
I
because
can totally see Matt at one of the things
Just
like
being mad.
There's
No.
a way. There's someone back there.
I'm telling you, it's been more than once. It's like an influencer will step up and they'll go like this. They'll like look to the left, look to the right, give them a nod. The influencer spins it and they win the big thing. And then a random person, I'll go and spin it. And then I just get, a $20 gift card.
Yeah.
And it's like 100% of the time the influencers win the big thing. And
It's an electric wheel.
we think it's like a rigged up wheel that, you can pick where it's going to land.
I can't remember what show it was. I think it was Family Feud or something. But they were like, it was like all about Taylor Swift. It was a whole Taylor Swift section or something, and it's like it was all older people, so they didn't know any of them. But he'd be like, "This is a setting on a washing machine, and it's also one of her songs or singles from Reputation or something." And they'd be like,
Delicate.
"Yeah."
Oh damn!
But
I
they'd
was
be
gonna
like,
try to get it.
"Soft?" Oh, sorry.
That was so fast. Erin. Oh my God.
That's a walk in the park for
Oh
us.
my God.
Are you guys like big about your washing settings? Are you doing delicates,
Yeah.
heavy cottons, all of that?
I have like two I rotate between. I do normal wash for everything, and then I do delicate. to
What
dry.
temperature water?
What temp? Because sometimes they say you should.
I do
Yeah.
everything on cold water.
Darks are cold. Usually I do
No.
everything cold. They say darks make them cold, and then whites make them warmer.
I have like a white cycle on my washing machine, so I do like bright whites, and
Must be
it's
nice.
always hot.
It's always hot.
Yeah, it says hot. Yeah, I wash my.
The
whites
worst
on
is when
hot.
like when I lived in an apartment and you don't have it in unit and you have to go use the like unit
Disgusting.
one and the settings are like perm press
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, they're so old.
like quack and you're just like what are you?
So that was like literally my washing machine growing up.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know what these terms, and then it'll just be like a squiggly line. It's insane.
Yeah.
And if you ever go abroad, like when I was in
I didn't even think
Spain,
about doing laundry
or
abroad.
if I'm like in Tel Aviv or something, and it's just not when it's not in English, you literally have no idea what the fuck.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing. It's just gonna shrink all my clothes. Is it gonna?
Oh.
So, but Google makes like a translator thing that kind of works.
Oh,
but
it
like
scans it all.
perm press doesn't exactly translate from like Spanish to English. So even still, usually I'll just have to find a local and be like, hey, I'll pay you $10.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what's
What
a
is what?
perm press?
I think it stands for permanent press, and that's that's the furthest my research has gone.
Yeah, that's I'm like, what?
Like, I know you're not pressing my clothes because they still come out wrinkly.
In my
Yeah.
But
mind,
is it
it's
like getting a perm?
Yeah, it's curly.
What does permanent press stand for?
I always do cold wash on everything. Also
Okay.
because I've read that like a lot of your energy bill comes from heating up your water in your washing machine, and it's also not good for your clothes to do hot water.
It makes it cause it to shrink, especially if you.
But
put
the
it in
reason
dry.
why we were doing hot water is because back in the day, detergent didn't work unless the water was hot. But almost all detergents now are formulated to work with cold water, and so there's no real benefit
interesting.
to using hot water.
And don't we put in too much detergent than we
Probably.
really
That's what
should
they
be
say, yeah.
using?
I have a
Sure.
thing on my thing that says max.
Well, yeah,
The
but I know
max
that's
is
You,
the
you
max.
fill up like the whole cup of detergent, or were you using powder pods?
No, I have a detergent, but there's like a line on my thing
on the
my
machine.
actual machine.
Oh, okay.
That says like
On the
normal
it's a front load
or
thing.
max. Uh-huh.
Oh, do it in it.
What do you
yeah,
use?
yeah,
Powder
same.
like a freak,
We do
right?
powder. That's
Yeah.
how, Patricia was raised on powder, so I do powder.
It feels very like
Dry.
like Tom and Jerry cartoon 1950s. Like, oh, let me put the powder
I
in.
use
and-
Oxy-
You
Stir
don't
it
get
up.
that nasty kind of goop that accumulates with, I think, liquid detergent. Like, you know how if you really like looked like a front loading one and you kind of like touch the inside and it's like kind of nasty,
I guess.
I think it's a little bit more cleaner.
I use Tide Pods. One for you, one for me. We'll be right back after a quick word from today's sponsor, Rocket Money. So you may have some subscriptions that you maybe have forgotten about, because if I were to ask you to list every single subscription you have, what you're paying for, how much, it's probably pretty difficult. And I thought I could do it too, but I was wrong. And I couldn't believe how much money I was wasting. That's why we love Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps to lower your bills. You can see all of your subscriptions in one place, and if you see something that you don't want, you can cancel it with a tap. You never have to get on the phone with customer service. And they'll even try to get you a refund for the last couple of months of wasted money and negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money has over 5 million users. We're all part of that 5 million, and they have helped their members save an average of $720 a year with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. Rocket Money is truly one of my favorite apps. You hear me and Matt talk about it all the time. Definitely use the link in the description and check out Rocket Money. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/good. That's rocketmoney.com/good. rocketmoney.com/good. And now, back to the episode.
Okay, wait. It says permanent press refers to clothes that can remain minimally wrinkled if you wash and dry them properly. Permanent press clothes are often made of synthetic fiber, such as polyester, or specially treated to guard against wrinkles. So it's really like an olden day thing when people would like
it's
really
for-
pay
It
attention.
It sounds old. Perm
And
press.
then I discovered this too late, but apparently most like not public, but in-unit washing machines that are, sorry, not in-unit, like apartment building where you have to go down to the main floor,
community
whatever.
ones?
Yeah, community ones. You can just buy like a key to unlock it, and then
coins.
then you don't need to use the coins. Or if there's like a button, there's like a code you press, and there's a way to trigger it into.
It's such bullshit having to pay for laundry.
Oh
when
my
you
God,
rent.
it
It's
was-
like just include it.
Yeah.
This is my first time since leaving home that in this new house is my first time having laundry in unit.
Wow.
Didn't have it in Hoboken. Didn't have it in Brooklyn. Didn't have it when I first moved
Was it
here.
a coin slot kind of thing in the
Well, in New
other-
York, the thing to do, it's always easier to just take
Walk
it to
in
a
the fold.
place. Yeah, and then they fold it for you, and it's like you kind of do have to schlep it back from your house to yours, but
I would never be able to. I'm like, it's so heavy.
It is
Sometimes
heavy.
they deliver.
Yeah, they'll
Oh.
deliver it too. That was the best if you have delivery, because it's just like the amount of cognitive effort it takes to like put all your shit, go to the in unit, and then remember 40 minutes later, oh shit, I have to go
Yeah.
switch my laundry out.
I love doing laundry, but it's the taking it back to your room and putting it where it needs to go.
Even though that's, like,
I'm
the most rewarding
I'm just
part,
gonna,
I know.
I'm gonna work just out of this basket, and everything's like folded, organized. But I get so lazy
Yeah.
or hanging stuff up on the hanger. I can do it.
Oh,
but
because you have people that come and fold your clothes for you, so you're just
not anymore.
You used to though.
Yeah,
I
have a
crazy.
wife now, man.
and she's not doing it?
No. Patricia and I, we do completely separate laundry. She does like all.
really?
Yeah, I don't make her do my laundry.
Really?
No, because
Y'all need to
he
take
just
a
makes her
husband and
really
wife class.
clean.
no, I do my laundry because she would just make it like another thing she has to like do and worry about. And sometimes I'd be like, no, don't do that. But she does the bedding. You know that? Do you have a Samsung washing machine?
No,
Or
where it
have you
plays
heard
the
it where it goes-
Swedish national anthem at the end.
Yeah, it's actually like an Australian like song from
How
like
does
the
it go?
1700s. Like, I don't know.
Because I think
It's like it's 14 minutes long. It's
Oh my
insane.
God.
14 minutes long.
It's so
You're
long.
gonna drink that,
Yeah.
Mike? It's almost 5 p.m.
And we have a whole other episode, or we're gonna
Yeah.
be back here next week to do a whole other
I'm drinking
episode.
one.
Are you guys not gonna be up all night? Is that another one?
No,
Well, that's for next week.
I've been also having a lot of sleepy time tea.
If you have
I've never
like
tasted
an
this
espresso
flavor.
martini, does that keep you up?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Well, I'm not positive, but I think so because one of Matt's wedding nights, I think it was when we got those espresso martinis. Wait. Yeah.
Okay.
It was for the post toast. I drank a couple, and I don't know for sure, but I think it was. I could not sleep that night.
I had to really rally her to stay out with me.
Dude, I was like,
Boy,
I was like, we didn't come here
and then I couldn't go to
stay
sleep.
home.
some places have
couldn't
actually
sleep.
been getting rid espresso martinis. They've been getting rid of the espresso, like they're not
like
even
no
making
actual coffee.
caffeinated because people have been
What's-
becoming unruly in establishments.
I just think that if like you're gonna have an espresso martini, like you're going out.
Yeah, but
Like,
the
I
thing
don't-
is, for me, like even if I needed it for like the next 3 hours to go out or something, it would affect me the next like 8 probably. So it's like
Yeah,
annoying.
the half-life of caffeine is quite long.
It's so like I drink a Celsius at noon. I probably finished it around 1 p.m. Couldn't sleep, and I was like, God damn it! I knew it was
No.
Celsius.
Espresso martinis sometimes hit me, and I got to go use the restroom,
Well,
like
yeah.
at like a bar, and I'm like, what?
You ever take Imodium?
Imodium? Are you 97?
Oh, let me
I can
tell
picture.
you.
Isn't it like purple?
No, you're thinking of Pepto-Bismol.
No,
It's
that's
similar-
pink.
No, I'm thinking of a white bottle with like a bright purple ass lid.
Imodium
Yeah.
is like
What
what
is that?
stops you
Pepsid
from
AC?
shitting.
Yeah, no, I got when I went to Mexico, we got whatever the thing that
No,
you get
it's
there is.
so important to travel with it when
Yes.
you're traveling
Imodium?
internationally.
If you travel internationally, and we we went to like Tulum for New Year's, and we ate at some restaurant, and they were serving bugs as the dish, and I'm just like, this is a fucking nightmare. But they were like grilling up
Crickets?
yeah, like crickets and like worms and shit,
Mealworms?
And I was like, I don't know about this place, and everyone else is convinced it was at a different restaurant. I'm convinced it was the place that was
Are you
serving
allowed to
bugs.
eat that?
No, I did not
Okay.
partake in the bugs.
I can eat.
Wait, but
bugs.
are you allowed to?
Kosher wise,
Yeah.
there's a debate about it.
Okay.
Some crickets maybe are kosher.
Some crickets, the Jewish crickets,
Depends on the chirp.
if they're wearing a yarmulke. Yeah. Little answer.
Depends on the chirp is a very Jewish answer. If it chirps between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m., okay. But so we all go out, and then the night that we're supposed to leave, we hear someone upstairs just having a tough time, puking, and we're like, damn, that sucks. And then I'm sharing a room with two friends, and one of them wakes up at like 3 a.m. He starts puking. And he's like, how you guys doing? And me and my other friend are like, we're all right. And then like 20 minutes later, one friend gets up, and before we know it, the whole house that night, we're supposed to fly out at like noon the next day. It's 4 a.m. Every single bathroom is being occupied. I started to feel it. I had to go onto the roof and just puke. I found a garbage bag and I just went on the roof for about 20 minutes. And people were like, is there someone on the roof just hacking up a lung? Because every bathroom was taken.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say you did it over
When
the
was
No.
side.
This is like, I want to say 2021, like
Okay.
into 2022 maybe.
I had friends there that year.
It was like
All
going
of them
around.
got sick. Remember Joe and Caitlin went? They got so sick.
It was going around, yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a couple that Patricia and I knew. They got married and they honeymooned there, and then they got sick
It was
as well.
it was going. We discovered that like it was a big thing going around.
They were
Tulum
there
area.
for New Year's too.
So we are.
Whoa.
Every single person is ejecting from both ends, from 4 a.m. and then no one went back to sleep, and now it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's 12 of us, and we're all supposed to go to the airport.
Oh, the airport.
And
oh, no.
literally half of the house was like physically we cannot leave. They changed their flights and stayed in the Airbnb another night, and then me
They
and like
let you?
yeah, thank God they had the ability. But like me and 3 other friends, we literally were just like, slowly like trying not to like disturb the volcano.
Yeah.
Just we somehow got to the airport and flew home. Thank God. But when we got back, like it was still happening for 3 to 5 days later. And someone was like, I just tried Imodium and it changed my life.
Yeah.
And I've 1 or 2 times I've been like somewhat sick. If you're ever feeling like tummy aches and you're going to poop your pants, it is a miracle drug.
Whoa.
Imodium.
TJ
If-
uses it
Sorry for
sometimes.
making fun of you.
no,
I was like,
because it
Imodium,
seems like
so-
it is. It's like a weird, like kind of cringe grandpa drug. But if you travel, especially, like I
Yeah.
saw a tweet that was like, if you travel abroad without Imodium, you're digging your own grave. Like it's
TJ
your
brought it
fault.
when we went on the cruise.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so like the one time I've been sick since then, you just pop an Imodium, and if you're ever like, I have a big job interview, I think I'm gonna poop my pants.
Yeah.
Just take an Imodium, and you'll be smooth sailing.
Okay, my question is, how did you guys do on the plane?
Oh, it was an absolute nightmare.
Really?
I literally was like every bump, I just thought I was gonna.
But did you get sick at all?
I think I probably went to the bath. I think I spent most of the flight in the bathroom.
Have you ever thrown up into like a
Airplane toilet?
no an airplane
In the
like
bag?
No.
I've
I do
seen
worry,
someone do that
because
though.
I've hit the point where I kind of get not seasick, motion sick when the plane takes off.
Well,
When
I
the plane
did when
takes
I
off.
was
you got your fire band.
Because it's
Yeah,
like
whatever
your
that is.
release
you know, it
band.
like does this and then it goes this way. And if I'm looking out the window, it's like, oh God, no, I've hit this age.
put
where
on your
this
goggles.
is making me motion sick.
What was that?
Outside,
Oh,
a little car, a snake.
Reputation's dropping.
It's
Yeah, the worst is if you're on a flight and someone near you is puking in the back. It is so violent when they do it. No one ever pukes.
I've never experienced it, thank God.
Oh, it's the worst. There was one time a dog pooped in the alley of a plane that I
The
was
alley?
on. Like in the little,
aisle?
like in the aisle. Yeah. What do you?
the alley, the aisle.
who calls it an alley?
It's the aisle seat. It's not the alley
Yeah,
seat.
you
it's like an. It's like
dumb
an,
I'm pretty sure the flight attendants call it the aisle.
Is the aisle?
it's
Yeah.
an alleyway. Whatever. Okay. But this dog pooped.
a valley.
And it smelled so bad.
Poor baby.
I know. I felt so
They're probably
bad.
really
what,
scared.
what was the flight? Long distance?
I think it was like New York to LA, maybe.
Oh, poor
I know.
guy.
It was like definitely the dog was like really nervous, but it was a big fucking dog. It was like
Probably was also like 6 hours. Like I got to shit.
yeah, and it smelled so bad. And they have like they were like they literally like cordoned it off. They called it a
Toxic
word?
hazard.
Yeah, like
or
a
something.
biohazard. They go, we have a biohazard in the island. I was like,
Oh, boy.
what happened? And it's just a dog poop, and then they cover it with powder. I mean, they
Yeah.
did a great job.
That
but
was like in high school when like people would puke in like the cafeteria or something, then they would cover it with like that. Like
Oh, yeah, it's like sawdust.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Or
and
you
then
put
just
coffee grounds on
knew-
it.
No, it
I
was the sawdust.
like was so intrigued by that. I was like, what do you mean that just works? And I was like, why don't we do this at home? like I was
right.
like,
just
why don't
pick it up.
like why are we throwing up in bowls at home?
You know how like
the puke bowl.
The puke bowl, the
vomit
popcorn
though is like the
puke bowl.
one thing like if you do smell it, like it genuinely makes you want to vomit, but they think that's also like a defense mechanism like as humans that like if someone starts throwing up, that means like we all should be throwing up because like
like, you
whatever
need to get
we're
rid of
eating
whatever's in
is
the system.
poisoned. It's like to alert
Interesting.
your pack or that whatever has been consumed is bad.
Okay, Joe
Do
Rogan over
you?
there. Well, primal.
If I were to like puke with that, would you?
I'm easygoing. Like I
No, like I'm someone
I'm
who
not
can
like
like
other girls.
hold someone's hair back when they're getting sick.
You don't get sick. by that?
oh
No.
I feel like if I smell it,
Like I'm
then it
not
bothers
looking
me.
at it. I'm
yeah,
not
if I
like,
smell it, I
the
could.
smell, it's
I
over.
could, if I wanted to, I could just go.
ew, not the deep inhale.
I would just
as a kid I used to be really squeamish to it. I could handle it now.
The reason why I've read the theory of why you actually get motion sickness is because like the ability to be moving at a speed that your body isn't physically moving you is not a normal thing that human beings can do. So like the idea of, let's say, being on a train moving really fast or being on a plane or a boat, your body is not used to feeling those sensations without like you actually jumping or moving, but your eyes are seeing things move. And so your brain is like convinced that your eyes and your body aren't talking to each other. And that must mean you've been poisoned. And so you're feeling motion sickness to throw up whatever poison your body thinks is inside of you.
I just thought you got motion sick because I hate you like a little kid.
Oh, yeah,
And-
it's like a little kid.
Wait, what?
I'm trying to get to the lyrics. Hold on.
Is this Phoebe
I
Bridgers?
hate
don't know
you
it
for what you
enough.
did, and I
Did.
miss you
So
like a little kid.
Is this Phoebe Bridgers?
Yeah.
One time, it fell in heartbreak a year ago.
I thought it was also like if you get motion sick in the car, like if you drive,
Hard
you don't
time.
really get it because if you're driving, you're like
You're
your
in
body
control of
knows
it.
what's going on. But
Yeah.
if you're a
Oh, yeah,
passenger
I
just looking at the
don't.
window, it's like, what's happening? I don't understand why we're moving.
They say it's good just to fixate on like one.
I like
point.
that voice.
Doesn't
you.
really help sometimes.
Huh?
motion sickness.
Relief bands.
There we go.
I know, perfect.
Yeah,
Thank
maybe you could try it on
God.
the plane.
I've been like borderline seasick before, but
Oh,
yeah.
I was so seasick when I went on the cruise. Like everyone was though. It
On
was
a
rough.
cruise?
Yeah.
It's the worst when like the
Rough
boat is in a
waters.
situation where it's corkscrewing, where you're like
barely.
in between like waves, like it's not going against it. All hands hoist the colors.
It's crazy. And then I had sea legs for like days after. when
Oh,
we
that's
would
fun.
No. It was like,
When you're like,
for
wa-
days after
yeah.
sea legs, you still felt like the motion.
What is that again?
of
Where it feels like
the-
you're.
It feels like you're like on waves.
when you're lying
Oh my
in bed
God.
too, it's like you
Yeah.
kind of feel it when you're lying in
That happens to
bed.
me after amusement parks.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm like on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was on a cruise for like 3 days, and then it would just come in like random waves. Like I would just be standing somewhere, and I'm like, I feel like I'm on water.
I kind of feel like that right now.
No, it was so
me too.
uncomfortable.
It's
I
an earthquake.
hated it.
I get or whenever we're at like South by Southwest, or if you're walking around Nashville where there's like tons of bars and like live music and you hear like drums going off, I get that like going to bed, or after a music festival, I
Yeah.
hear like
Yeah.
I feel like
the
that's
sounds of
normal.
my
Yeah, it's like-
environment.
even if like emo
ricochet.
night, my ears will
Yeah. That's why you
Yeah.
gotta wear earplugs.
Yeah, when you
I
hear your ears
know.
ringing after a concert, that's those like things are dying.
I know
They're
that's
dead forever.
Bad.
Huh?
I saw that on a TikTok, and then someone was like, "That's not true."
Oh,
Tinnitus?
really?
Yeah, I like said that on I think our podcast. I was like, remember I was like, I
Yeah.
heard the creepiest fact. Like when you hear that ringing, that's like literally every single one of those like fibers or whatever they are like dying, and
And
then
it's
you
just fake
never
news?
get them back.
Well, that happens to me like once every like 6 months. I'll
Like when
hear,
you go to a concert or something.
Yeah, but I'll hear it like in one ear, but it only lasts for like a minute and then it's gone.
Oh, you
'Cause
mean
they're
like
dead.
that to me yesterday? Like sometimes when you're sitting there and one of your ears.
Yeah,
goes,
let's go.
Oh yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that?
They're just saying hi.
Oh,
Patricia's
well, not very
convinced
nice.
I need to get my ears checked. But then again, I feel like she
You
needs
guys
to
are
go
already
to
fighting about that.
she needs to go to a speech therapist because I
Literally
can't
30.
ears checked.
I can't understand a word she says sometimes because I don't know. And then also I feel like I'm really tall. At parties, I hear things on a whole different frequency. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, you hear a lot of probably more stuff than I do.
A good tip when you're at a loud party, actually, it sounds counterintuitive. If you're at a very loud party and someone's right next to you, if you just close your ears like this, you can actually hear the person next to you much better because you're blocking out all the ambient sounds. And if you're next to a person, since
That's
they're the
so
closest thing, that's what gets through.
Could you imagine just someone plugging their ears while you're talking? to
Yeah,
them,
it
but
sounds
not knowing
insane,
what they're
and I'll do it sometimes, and sometimes I'll like fake it and be like, "Can you just say that again?" And I'll do this, and to make it look like I'm actually listening, but you're basically blocking out all the ambient sound, and then
Yeah.
it's just a little.
But
tip
then
to
the
try.
person talking to be like, I can stop.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Like-
are you like purposely doing that or?
Yeah, I guess.
When like the fire alarm would go off when you guys were a kid. Wait,
at
did you guys
school?
have like an old school bell, or was it like the
At school?
like the fire alarm that has like the little prism in it and like the
Yeah.
light flashes? Was it? Like,
I think it was that. Yeah.
But they would drill into our heads. Do not put your hands over your ears. It's loud, but you need to know that like
Oh, what?
it's happening. So
Okay, I
I've
think you'll
always
know what's happening, even if.
I've always like have never like held
like
my
you can
ears.
still hear it.
yeah, what?
Yeah, but
yeah, loud
they
and
would,
clear.
I
don't
think
know,
they're
they would
saying
drill
that.
that into our heads to like not. Hide
I think it's
the
because they
siren.
don't want a bunch of kids running around like this, and then if they trip and fall, they smash their heads.
Oh, good
It's
point.
like you don't want to run with your hands in your pockets.
Yeah.
Because if you fall, your face is taking it, so they just want your hands to be free. I think that's my theory. Did you have crazy fire drills growing up? Was your dad like, any day now, and then
No.
3 a.m. he just wakes you up
No,
and he's like, what do we do? What do we do?
Literally not once, which is kind of weird.
He
You'd think that
probably
it
just
would.
was like, he was like, I know the house is safe. Like it's never gonna happen.
I hope
here.
so.
Did your dad at his firehouse? What do you call them? Fire station.
Fire station, firehouse.
Was there a pole?
Never.
Never.
There's only like one in Omaha or two.
They
and so-
didn't have a pole.
and they don't really use it.
But
I
it's
know.
kind of
No.
silly.
Did your
Just
dad
build
ever-
it on the same story. Why are we making firefighters go down poles?
I think it's
For
like,
the
like New
bit.
York
For
where
the
it's like
bit.
higher up. There's different levels.
Yeah, it's
of
probably faster.
bedrooms
It's much
and-
faster.
Did he ever pose
Then just
for a
w-
sexy
I
firefighter
really hope not. If he does, I
catalog?
don't want to know.
John,
I really don't think so.
let me know.
John and Incontro?
Yeah.
All right,
God.
folks, why don't you go ahead and Google that, see if there's any
Please
fireman
don't.
Can he play the,
calendars.
can your dad play the bagpipes?
No, but he was in a band.
Okay. There's a lot of, I know a lot of bagpipe groups are usually like
it's a lot
part-time
of-
firefighters or like firefighters usually.
Crossover.
have
Yeah.
a bagpipe thing? Or there's a lot of cliches. Was there a Dalmatian named Sparky?
One time there was at their fire station. It was named Sparky, but they did have a Dalmatian. I was like, you guys have to keep it, but I don't know what they did with it.
God, they're
Oh,
so
it just like
cute.
showed up. It wasn't like the
Yeah.
fire station dog.
Yeah.
I heard Dalmatians are one of the worst dogs to own.
Yeah,
They're
really
tough
mean.
mostly because, and this I've read this before. I think it's because they have really bad hearing, so people think that they're not obedient, but it's just that they don't hear very well, and so they get startled very easily. What?
Nothing. I'm laughing at something else that I'll talk about.
Okay, but that's it. That's the reason why. But I think Dalmatians are like a pretty good breed, but it's just if you know that they have bad hearing and you compensate for that, then they're a good breed. I think they're the cutest dogs.
Well, speaking of Dalmatians and puke,
What?
TJ's dad, when he was like a teen, he was so like drunk and he puked out of the childhood like bathroom window, and like it wound up being a mess. And then his mom saw it like outside and was like, okay, who puked in the house? And he literally told her it was the Dalmatian. He was like, the Dalmatian was getting sick, so I held the dog like out the window and it was puking. And she
Pretty
believed
brilliant.
him.
Pretty brilliant.
To this
This is
day.
TJ's dad.
Well, no, that's how I know about it, is like they told me about it. And she was like, what? They were like, she's so gullible.
Have you seen the George Clooney interview where he talks about when he lived with that other actor and he used to prank him with the cat poop? Do you know this story?
Oh yeah, it's good. You should.
Maybe.
Basically, George Clooney was living with this actor. I think he's a comedic actor. He plays Larry David's cousin on Curb, that like really like annoying Jewish guy. Come on, Larry, that guy.
Yep.
I think that they were roommates, and this guy had a cat, and George Clooney would wait till the cat would poop in the litter box, and then George Clooney would scoop out the cat's poop out of the litter box, and then Clooney would take a human-sized shit in the litter box.
Oh my.
And did this for years, and this guy was just convinced that his
like,
cat
"Holy
was
shit."
taking gigantic shits, and then he moved
He
out.
would clean it?
Yeah, he would like, yeah. and then
just for the prank.
Just for the bit.
No,
But
the
then-
man would have to clean
Oh, yeah.
George,
George Clooney's
Clooney
poop,
shit.
I guess,
That's
yeah.
disgusting.
It's insane.
But then didn't his roommate
Oh,
like
yeah,
take
like
his cat to the vet?
70s.
Yeah, he like took it
Cat
to the
litter.
vet. I
Oh.
don't remember the end of the story, and there was something about like an art piece too.
I
that
think
they-
the cat had to get like basically like not a colonoscopy for a cat, but they were like doing something like that because he's like,
He
my
took
cat
it
is
too far.
Yeah, because he was like, my cat's shitting so big, like it's not right. He took him
And did
in.
he inevitably tell him?
Do you
I
remember?
think he didn't, and he's probably gonna find out by watching this interview.
So funny. It's just great that like people would do that for no reason, like not to film it, not to like
Because it was
post
like the
anywhere.
70s and the
It
80s.
just
Like there was
fun and
nothing to
funny.
do.
Have you guys heard about this? Like these like like cricket chirper things. It's like a prank. You can get these on Amazon for $10, and they're like tinier than like a USB stick, and every 45 minutes, could be every 3 hours, it chirps like a cricket. But if you go over to like
Jewish
someone's
one?
house, a Jewish
A
cricket,
kosher cricket.
Kosher
you
or
go over to someone's house and you just like hide it wherever in their
That's
house, and
evil.
it
That's
drives
so
them
funny.
insane. Patricia's
That is evil.
uncle did it to her parents, and it was driving them insane because they would hear it, but then
You can't find it then.
you can't
Yeah.
find it because you're like, it's somewhere over here. And eventually she was cleaning one day and found it like above the
like-
painting above their bed.
That is not even funny. That's just
no.
like mean.
yeah,
I
no,
would-
they have other different ones that aren't just like crickets. There's like different
How long
sounds.
did it go on for?
Weeks.
No.
Weeks.
Would murder.
Yeah.
I
Don't
never
do it to
allowed in
people.
my
That would
my
be
house
a
again.
cease and desist right there. We're relationship over.
The thing is, I feel like one of my cats would definitely find it though, because she's such a hunter.
Yeah, but like,
Oh, like the cat.
good for
would
you.
find it.
I know.
They don't have a cat.
I know.
Because I'm curious, like, though, if I ever did it to you, and I wouldn't, I would do it until you finally told me about that there is this chirping going on, and then I would tell
I
you.
probably wouldn't tell you.
You think, oh,
I don't like to complain about things to like.
I'm just glad I know about it, because if anybody did it, I'd be like,
Oh, I know what that is.
yeah.
No one fucking do.
Yeah, pranks are weird because I think like people think pranks are things that they shouldn't be. A prank should end up where the person being pranked is happy about it. Not, oh my
Yeah.
God, you just ruined my fucking life. And then you actually didn't. Ha ha. Like, way to give me a fucking panic
So is the
attack.
cat poop thing a prank?
Kind of, but like not really.
It's so disgusting.
It just sounds like a mental like mania.
Yeah.
It's insane.
The fact that he had to like go, like he did it for such a long time, and like
Yeah.
had to go to the vet and like
And like just
lost some
George
money.
Clooney making his own poop Like,
That is
and
so gross. I would take that to the grave. I would never tell anyone I shit in a cat litter box.
yeah, he's
A
insane.
lot.
Do you guys like getting pranked?
No.
Oh, but
like
you
I
like
don't really
pulling
like
pranks.
No.
You guys have pulled many pranks on
yeah,
me.
we do like
That's-
But they're not,
bits.
like-
those are bits.
Yeah, those
They're
are
never,
bits.
like,
Those aren't
planned.
pranks. Pranks would be
Yeah.
like,
You're
oh,
just gullible.
your car's getting towed. And then you go outside and your car's gone, and you owe $1,000. Like,
Okay.
They're like, oh, the neighbor's trying to break in. Call
Yeah.
the cops. Here's the phone. Like, that's a prank. But however, it doesn't leave you feeling that great.
And I
So
feel
is
like
it
a
a
lot of
prank?
the
I don't know.
times the things that happen, it's just like we all are like,
On the same page.
we're doing it.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
you
well,
guys have mastermind prank. You guys have mastermind. I think 4 or 3 pranks on me, and I just would like to be a part of one.
No, because you're the best to prank.
You're
or
just
to like
gullible.
have a bit about
like
it.
when,
Well-
when we did the like stick season thing, like that was we didn't talk about that.
No,
Obviously, we
yeah.
didn't
no,
know
that was
gonna
true.
be
We
brought up.
didn't
Just
even
yes-anded it.
I don't think
Yep.
we looked at each other. It was just, yep, here we go, folks.
Yeah.
We're literally just pros. We're pranking pros.
But when we were interrupting you at the beginning of the last episode, we said we were going to do that. Like
Right.
every time you tried to talk, someone else said something.
That was
oh,
on behalf of a fan.
yeah, someone in my life was like, you guys should
Requested.
do a prank where you just talk over Matt for the first minute. And I was like, that's hilarious.
I actually didn't realize that was happening because I feel like you brought it up in the car and then we were like, we can't do that. And then I was like, okay. So then when it did start happening, it took me a little bit to realize that's what it was.
it was just like a normal podcast for you where we're interrupting Matt. You're like, yep, no, business as usual.
I was like, wait,
even
they
know it was a
are
joke.
doing it.
I know. I think I just like started it or something.
Yeah.
But
Well, no, literally at first I was like, let Erin talk. Like he's literally
you know how annoying I'd be if I
complaining.
did it the whole time?
Insane.
He was literally complaining about it, and then you guys were doing it, and that's when I was like, "Oh, okay, it's happening."
Yeah, we're in it to win.
I also want to say a lot of our comments responded to the interrupting conversation, and they were like, I actually really like it because it feels like I'm just listening.
Okay,
to
that's
friends.
awesome. That's great.
So I'm just letting you know, like a lot of our
Yeah, but I don't know
followers
if you
like
read
it.
the comments. Have you read the comments on the last episode?
No.
Most of the comments are saying you are right to voice your opinion. However, most people really enjoy the fact that there is less structure. We are very free flowing. They like the tangents. They like the idea that it's just us hanging out, talking over each other a little bit. We all have different voices. Everyone can really understand what's going on. And they wouldn't watch if they didn't like it. So
Okay.
the 15 people on that Reddit that were like, man, they talking over each other.
Meh.
That's not our audience.
I'm saying we could always try better.
No, yeah. I will. Format.
Agreed.
Also, I will say there were comments, people being like, "I agree with
Nope.
that."
Nope.
No, none of those.
No, there
Erin,
were.
we
It's
talked
not
about
like
this.
anyone's right or wrong. I just
Yeah.
think that it's like, I think he's letting you know, so you don't have to stress about people being disinterested.
That's what I
Which
want.
also, but the other thing was, I also stepped on you, I think, a little harshly because I thought you were only speaking on behalf of these like 15 people, but you personally also, for your own sake, want to point it out, not just
Yes.
because someone on Reddit told you.
No.
Which
I think
makes
it just
sense.
reminded me to bring it up,
Yes,
and that
yes,
like,
yes.
and it was also something I could have said even way before we clicked record. It was
Yes.
just happening, and I was like,
Someone said it looks like Matt needs a hug.
I think it's also because we do bits.
Yeah,
against
to
him.
Matt.
Not pranks, bits.
I know you guys just have all this bonding time
Yeah.
before you come onto the pod.
Well, now we don't.
now we don't.
so-
Yeah, dynamic's gonna change a bit.
No, I feel like the mornings we can still scoop you up.
Like, don't be trafficky.
Oh, yeah, like on the way, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fine.
Well, how do you get there? Do you take the, you just start getting real weeds on.
Get real
I
specific.
take the 405.
You take Ventura?
Yeah, we take the 405 all the way to Santa Monica. And
Yeah.
then we
Right,
Go
right,
to-
right.
to Ocean Avenue.
Ocean Avenue, and then we go to Promenade, and then we go to the Den. That's
I don't,
okay.
You know the movie The Holiday with like Kate Winslet and Jude Law? They're like, how does she land at LAX and is suddenly going on the
Yeah.
PCH the opposite way?
Yeah, someone like
back
really
to
briefed
Oh,
it.
because
They're
she's
like-
driving with the
And then
ocean on
she's
her
in
right side.
Then she's in Brentwood. Like,
Yeah.
how'd you get on this road? Like, I love that.
That's good. I went to Universal Studios over the weekend.
What?
You didn't
Yeah.
tell me about this. What?
With my friend who was visiting from Tel Aviv. I just like
that's
wanted to take him to do something
right.
nice.
Did you go to Super Mario World?
I did. It is awesome.
Oh, it is.
I didn't do the ride, but like you start
such a long line.
in a warp pipe, like the green warp pipe, and you walk through it and then you come out and it's like very dark in there, so your eyes get like adjusted. And then you open up and it's this is what like taking drugs must be like. It is an
Or
unbelievable
mushrooms,
yeah.
am I right?
Did you get Birkenstocks?
I did.
Oh my God.
They're so cozy.
Earthy, crunchy girl.
I'm so earthy.
Who is she?
Are those furry on the inside?
Yeah.
But you
cool.
never like raw dog your own bare foot in them, or
I haven't. I probably will at some point.
It's interesting because she raw dogs her bare feet in regular shoes.
I haven't the past like 4 months, though, because my toes look disgusting.
You have to wear socks, Carly.
No, she
no,
doesn't.
my feet literally never smell. I think
That's not
Even
like
in the summer?
That's not the thing.
I just don't care. I have been though. I feel like I've been wearing socks
I have a
for a
shoe.
good amount of time by now.
I have a shoe question. When do you say goodbye to a shoe?
When I do it when I'm like, I don't need you at all anymore, and I just know it.
You're just
I'm just done.
Goodbye to a shoe.
goodbye to a
tough.
shoe
No, it's
because
tough.
I'm always holding on to these shoes. I have a good mix to where like
Yeah.
they're still relatively clean, but then I'm like, I don't need all these shoes. Like I understand a woman's like dream closet. They have so many shoes. You can wear so many outfits with it. Men, it's a little different. You need to have like a good loafer. You need to have some good dress shoes. That's steady. But sneakers, I don't like. When is it too many?
You could, I mean, look at like Jay-Z's closet. People, it's like
For like sneakerheads.
yeah, there's people like, my brothers, Sam and Daron, have like over 100 pairs of Nikes
Jeez.
each.
What do they do with old sneakers?
How do
though?
they
'Cause
fit that?
like
And they live
collecting
in New
it.
York and San Francisco.
They're
Where's
at my
the
parents'
space?
house in
That's
the
right.
garage.
I do remember you telling us
It's
this.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I do. It's like a collector's thing, but for
Yeah.
you, it's like I would do the Marie Kondo thing. Like, does this bring me joy?
Okay,
If
and
no,
Yeah.
then you get rid of it.
I see. What's weird about shoes though, like sending them off to the world of like donations feels like I feel better with a shirt. I feel like the shirt generally will be worn. I'm like, who really wants this like sneaker I've worn for like 2
Well,
years?
if it's still usable,
do they shred up
somebody-
sneakers? I just the
No.
idea of like this.
No, they definitely sell
They
it.
like you can like donate them to like homeless people.
Okay.
Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Okay. I just hope homeless people are. I just hope shoe companies are giving homeless people good shoes. I just feel bad. Like
Tom's was.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember you can buy a pair and they'd like
Give
donate
a
a pair. Yeah. The Toms.
Oh, Toms. I hated Toms. They look like little Peter Pan shoes.
They were
They
pretty
were like
ugly.
ballet slippers.
They always made my friends' feet smell too. Like
Oh,
those
yeah.
specific,
Dude,
like a
that-
specific pair of Toms.
That is the fucking worst. If someone's like in your house, they take their shoes off, and it just that like bad foot smell.
Couldn't be me.
I have to say something. It's unbelievable.
Toms were like made out of like canvas and shit. Like,
know.
yes, another child
Yes, they
who's
were always very
underprivileged in a different
stinky.
country is getting this shoe, but kind of like, this is a shitty shoe. Like, make it a better
give 'em
shoe.
a
that you're,
Nike.
yeah,
Well,
one
that's how
for
they
one.
can afford to donate them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then I also heard like Warby Parker, right? Their thing was every time you buy a pair, they would donate a pair to someone in like a developing country. And it's like, cool, that sounds great. But then you read the other article that's like, actually, this is actually hurting the economy because then optometrists in that area can't make their living selling glasses because
I know.
it's like no one can fucking do anything right. That's why we support Donald Trump. I'm kidding.
Make
Kidding,
it great
kidding.
again.
King of my heart.
Oh, we'll know it by now if I've seen this conspiracy, which this will air after the Super Bowl.
February
but
20th.
That Taylor Swift is being propped up by the liberal elite, and they put the Chiefs in the Super Bowl so that at the halftime show, Taylor Swift can endorse Joe Biden for president.
Uh-huh. 100%.
she won't.
I know. It's insane.
She won't endorse him.
That's-
No, but
She
that's like
has.
that's their scary theory is
Before,
that
last time.
I wonder how much
She would-
she'll heavily do it. She'll be very pro vote, go vote kind of stuff, but I don't think she'll
Why?
endorse. I don't think.
I was hoping she
she's-
was gonna do it
I
at
don't
the
think
Grammys.
people are that proud of it. I think there's gonna be less
I
endorsements
feel like
and
she'll
more
definitely say
go
like, I don't
vote
like Trump.
stuff.
I feel like she'll say something like that.
I
but
feel like
don't
when
think
it comes
she'll-
down to it,
She will.
they're going to be our only two options.
right.
the Big T. I just
Here
saw,
we are
saw something
again.
that like he wasn't on a ballot in Nevada or something, and everyone, yeah. And God, I wish I was more informed on this, but I think
Oh my god,
Because-
my button has been unbuttoned this whole time.
Well,
you guys
didn't
have
look
not.
like that.
He's like,
not
ooh.
I look like a.
Look at all
freaking-
my chest.
Okay,
This is so
I look
embarrassing.
like that.
you're on pillow talk, bud.
Ugh. God, I feel like people think I'm. Never mind.
No,
you
it looked
didn't-
fine. I didn't
Yeah,
even
literally.
notice.
Also, the microphone's been covering it up the
Yeah.
whole time.
Go back to what you're saying.
Basically, just that like the other candidates couldn't even win because so many people voted, like did a write-in and said like not interested in anyone, and he's just like got such a lock on him. I don't know.
Was I asking you about it or somebody else? Like these states that are voting to not put him on the ballot?
Yeah.
How does that work?
He's not eligible
Does the
to be on
other
the
person
ballot.
just automatically win that state?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like I think there was a ballot that he wasn't on.
There's
And
a couple now that it's passed where like they're forbidden.
But you need to get a certain amount of votes to like win. I think it has to be like it's called a plurality, which means more than some amount. I don't know exactly how it works. I sound like an idiot right now, but basically,
I was gonna say.
You sound like Carly and I every time we record on our podcast.
do you want me to pull it up because I feel stupid not speaking
Yeah,
about
pull it
this.
up,
Pull
Jamie.
it up.
Pull it up, Jamie. Let's see.
It's Joe Rogan's Pull It Up guy.
The guy that follows Carly on
Jamie.
Instagram.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think he follows you. I think and you too.
No.
Oh, this is what it was. Okay, so when he wasn't on the ballot, there is an option to select none of these candidates. So the person that won the most amount of votes was Nikki Haley, but none of these candidates won more than she did, which is like the people who would have voted for Trump. So he wasn't even on the ballot, and they still didn't pick someone besides for him.
The Curb red carpet, they were interviewing RFK and Cheryl.
Oh God.
And the interviewer asked him, they were like, oh, would you be like VP for Trump? And he was like, I don't know.
Hey.
That's how he talks. That's how
I
he
know.
talks.
I know. How would SNL make fun of that?
Him?
like, yeah.
Have you heard Ben Kahn's
RFK
impression of
Jr.
him?
No.
Dude, Ben Kahn does such a
But
good
would
impression of him.
SNL like make fun of his
100%,
voice?
100%.
Oh gosh, that would just be such a tough line.
All bets are off.
Wait, why? Is something wrong with him?
Yeah,
His voice.
His voice.
But like, is it a medical thing? Or?
Yeah.
Well, apparently one of his, I think it's like he got a vaccine that he had an adverse reaction to, and that's what caused.
Are you talking about RFK Jr.?
Yeah. And that's why he's
that
super
actually was.
anti-vax,
He's
which
had
is
a lot
like,
of procedures done on it.
Okay. Well, he was talking and he was like, I don't think my wife would allow it or whatever. And then she got like, she was like, yeah, that would never happen.
oh, Cheryl
And I was
said
like,
that?
okay, go off, queen.
Oh,
Because I was
about
like,
Trump?
also,
Like being his vice president? Mm-hmm. Oh.
which
There
was
was a
confusing
picture
because I
of-
was like, okay, but you're married to this guy.
I mean, yeah. There was a picture of, I think, RFK, Cheryl, and Larry at like a dinner, and Larry just looks fucking miserable,
Yeah.
which makes so much sense. I haven't seen the new episode yet. I need to watch it.
Oh, it was good. I liked it.
We'll talk about it later.
But I saw her at the Boston like hotel airport one time.
Oh,
she was
really?
there like with him.
Did you say hi?
Cheryl? No.
I was one time walking on a beach and I saw Julia Louis-Dreyfus with her dogs, and her dogs came up to me and I like pet her dog, and I didn't realize it was her. I was like, "Oh, hey puppy, what's going on?" And then I looked up and she was just kind of looking at me like,
"Get away from my
and I was like, "Oh, nice dog. Have a nice day."
Guess who I saw this morning? Right next to me on the elliptical.
Will Ferrell.
No, Jodie Foster.
Were you like, oh, I'm watching your new show?
No, but in my head I was thinking, what if I was watching it? It was crazy because I had watched it last night, and
The 4th episode?
Yeah.
I watched it the other night too.
and I was just like, that's so crazy. I'm seeing you on TV and you're right next to me. I was watching The West Wing.
The
but
episode is so. I mean, the season. I'm just
People
like,
are not
why-
liking it,
literally,
right?
what the fuck is going on?
It's not that well written. It's not that well
True
written.
Detective.
I wish they were more. I felt like the first season was very focused on like the characters. Like every character had like their own moment. They would discover something from that character. It's just a lot of this back and
confusing.
forth of like, we need to be asking the right questions.
Yes. It's very weird, but like the acting's great, but literally
It's getting a little too supernaturally.
Yeah.
I want it
First
to be
season
a
is-
real crime. I want
no,
it to be
it's
a
so
real
supernatural.
Oh, really? Like magic and stuff?
a little bit
but
of
like
witchcraft.
Vampires?
We both did this.
a little bit of,
You know this.
a little bit of mumbo jumbo.
No
A little
vampires.
bit of spies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely getting a bit weird.
TikTok sound.
That's a bit of spice.
Well, they never exit the brain.
Yeah, you
Just
really
in a
got
little
the-
file
I'm
it
sur-
X.
I can't wait to circle back about Curb.
I know. I just haven't had a second. I need to watch it.
You guys will hear all about it in August.
Have you talked to anybody about it?
No. I did go to Latte Larry's.
I know. I was so hungover that day. I'm sorry. I
It's
never
okay.
texted you
It
back.
was pretty fucking sick.
Is it still there? Or
No,
was it
it's just for the weekend. I ordered a bunch of merch too. They have like Latte Larry mugs.
Oh, cute.
I think they'll still sell them, but
Yeah.
it was also my friend's coffee shop that like they did it at, which is so cool.
Where was
God.
it?
Culver
Culver?
City and Venice.
Santa. Oh.
You know a movie I watched last night? Have you guys heard about it? It's called Dream Scenario. It's
Yeah, with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's a.
I love Nicolas
It's
Cage.
a fun, like, wild ride. So, and I'm not spoiling anything. He's basically this guy who suddenly starts appearing in everybody's dreams. Like most people in the world, everyone's just like, "You were in my dream last
it
night."
scary?
No, it's like a quirky comedy kind
it's
of.
quirky comedy. It has these like scary moments. It's this really kind of like
Maybe I'll
freaky,
watch it too.
weird film.
What's it called?
It's called Dream Scenario. It's
Nicolas
now
Cage.
you can rent it for $6. I was waiting
did
for
you
it to
rate
go
it on
down.
Letterboxd?
3.5 stars.
Oh, whoa.
3.5 stars. I had a little bit of higher expectations, but it's just a funny premise for a scenario
go?
of just like a guy who it's has a lot of parallels to like going viral or getting recognized for the first
interesting.
time.
I love your review.
Oh.
Obsessed with the interiors in this film. His family's house is my dream house.
Oh my god.
People reading that being like, okay, but like, what's the movie?
Well, if you like Interiors, go watch it because that house is my dream house. Everything down to the art on his walls and the furniture
That
is.
is
You should look up
perfection.
who.
I
Holy
did. I looked up
shit.
2 people and I was checking out their Instagrams, but they didn't look like.
This is a Matt Grippy review. He writes
Oh my
so
God.
much.
Oh,
He has such good takes on things, though.
Yeah.
Popular this week?
My dad.
Argyle.
You should follow my dad on Letterboxd. My dad's been writing like
Jimbo.
good reviews.
How do I
Really?
find him?
I didn't even know he's had it. He's been kind of keeping. He only has 8 reviews up, but like really well written stuff.
It's the best social media.
Is it kind of the new like Rotten Tomatoes?
Yes. And
Yeah,
it's for
it's
the
better
people
than
by
Rotten-
the people.
Do you? I ever since we talked about it on here, I literally get so many people following me every day.
Yeah, it's people love it because it's like you want to be able to.
But I'm like not serious.
But people want your opinion on things.
And sometimes now that like I'm getting followers on Letterboxd, but sometimes I'm like,
Matt, you have-
your taste might not be the same as mine. So
Yeah.
if I'm watching a movie and I rate it that way, you may not like it.
I'm trying to find your
just saying that.
dad. Okay.
I think it's just Jim
That's what
King.
people
Oh,
should
here we
just
go.
follow
Ad. You have 3,500 followers almost.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Things are
Get a
really
brand
looking
deal,
up for
Matt.
you.
What the hell?
I've got 236.
Let's get it up.
You start having to promote movies you don't actually like.
That would be pretty cool.
There's
Some of my
500
friends-
followers.
One of my friends though, he's too scared to like rate things because he's worried like producers will like see it and not want to work with him if he's rated a film
Critical.
bad.
Does
which
he
I'm
work
like,
in the film
Yeah,
industry?
a little
oh,
bit,
okay.
yeah.
It's just like one of us.
Yeah. That was me. I said that.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Nicolas Cage movies. Have you guys seen The Family Man?
yes.
Nicolas
Probably
Cage?
like a long time.
where
ago.
he wakes up and he has a different life. It's
Yes.
kind of like
Unbelievable. Also, The Weatherman with Nicolas Cage.
This is on my watch list.
Family
I think
Man,
it might be
Weatherman.
I think it's like currently my top 4 on Letterboxd. It is. I
National
feel like
Treasure.
I didn't like that one so much.
Raising Arizona.
Unbelievable masterpiece.
Nicolas Cage. What else is he in?
Like, can you not visually place what he looks like?
No, I'm just looking at his
I thought you were like, what
discography.
else has this guy been in? Like, let me see.
He's been
who
in
he
some
looks like.
wacky
Of course
movies.
I
Like
know.
he had a huge
Oh,
dip
Ghost
in like.
Rider.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
did
owed a
some
lot of
shitty
money or
movies.
something, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he was.
Face Off.
Oh yeah.
He was like a huge
Weird one.
gambler. Yeah, he like spent his money on ridiculous things, and now he's kind of having a comeback. He's done some wild.
He has like a dinosaur skull. I think it's worth like $300 million or something insane.
He has a lot of weird things.
Yeah.
in his house.
Well, he lived in that, like, in New Orleans, in that house that was extremely haunted. It was like this house. They do it on part of this, like, haunted tour in New Orleans. I'm gonna like butcher the story, but like basically, people lived in this house that they built in New Orleans. And they would like have parties all the time, whatever. And then at one point they like sent one of their servants to like go, they like lived under the boards or something.
This is a movie or his real life?
No, this was a real thing that
Oh,
happened in
okay.
this house. And like the story that they tell on the tour
Okay.
of the house. But Nicolas Cage bought this home.
Oh, gotcha.
And so like whatever, something wound up happening and a guest wound up finding like in their attic, basically like all of these people like stitched together. Like this doctor was doing like crazy
Like
experiments.
voodoo magic or
Like no, like experiments on people. And
No.
so they like found all of these like then someone started a fire or something in the house, and then when they were like putting out the fire, they found all these like dead bodies in the basement and like all of these like weird fucking science experiments in the attic. And it just has like a lot of scary history and is like extremely haunted. Like New Orleans is very, very haunted.
Yeah, Becky, can you put in the bid for me on that
Yeah.
house? Yeah, no, yeah, we can raise the bid.
Yes, and then he literally bought the house.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Knowing that information, you couldn't pay me.
Then it was
No,
bought by.
I'm
He
good.
doesn't live there anymore though.
Did
George
anything happen to
Lopez
him?
is apparently living in a haunted house right now.
I saw him at an airport one time.
George?
Yeah. My friend was dressed up. It was on the last. I think this will be my last little story. It was the last day of South by Southwest, and we were all like just so hungover, and we didn't want to go to the airport. And my friend like went to Walmart and bought a full blown like dad outfit, like the bucket hat, cargo shorts, Hawaiian shirt, sunglasses with the chain, and just looked like a freak. And he went to the airport dressed like but he was like 22 and he looked like an old dad. And we walked by George Lopez, and George Lopez just kind of looks and like tilts his sunglasses down and just goes. And it was just like a great scene to make him laugh. But on that note,
Love it.
hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching, as always, on our new studio, our new set. Let us know if you
Yes.
like it.
Loves it.
Don't let us know if you don't like it, because we ain't going back. So positive vibes only. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.